Hello, hello, everybody. It's your bruddaZEN, and it's time for another evening or morning if you're on the other side of the world, of finding out messages of love from above. So I'm excited to get into the readings. But before we do that, I do love to send love out to the world. So before we get into the readings, if you'd like to join me, whether you're watching live or on replay, we can send love together to the world magnified. When one person does it, we can transform a million individuals who are experiencing lower vibrational fears. And we can, just one of us transforms all of that into unconditional love. So if two people do it, it's 2 million, approximately. But when you multiply it, it's even more. So if you'd like to join me, I, of course, welcome that. And I'm going to take a big, deep breath and come back to right here, right now. Let me just let that love energy flow down into our own heart and fill us up and flow out to the world, circling the globe in a giant, giant ball of energy, unconditional love energy, sparking hearts to higher and higher vibration, helping transform fear to unconditional love. And if you yourself are in need of unconditional love in this moment, for your own life, for your heart, your mind, your body, for a situation, a relationship, or for a loved one, we send this love to you right now as well. And you can just take it in like a plant takes in the sunlight from the sun. Just absorb it into your body and let it do the things it wants to do in your being and in your life. Beautiful. All right. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that and allowing me the space for that as well. And before we get into the readings, I don't let everyone know I've got 1 week left to reach my goal of 30 members. So if you're interested at all in helping support further the channel, spreading the Zen love and growing your Zen with me, I have 2 levels of membership. This video talks all about it. Also talks about giveaways for members and then non-members too. So there's a big thank you to all of you who have, giving likes, attended lives, watched my videos, commented, all those things that you can do for free that you've done have helped the channel so much and to get me where I am today. So I never will take you for granted. And that's why I love still to offer free readings. And by the way, if you attended this morning's free readings, I had so many donations. I was so blessed. I was blown away. I was only able to get to 1 free reading, but I went on after my Praying Mantis membership, uh, and I posted I pinned a comment on this morning's video with a link to that video, where I just went in and I completed all the free readings. So that's how much I love you guys because I wanted to make sure to honor you guys as well. So if you did, check that out. What was I going? I was going somewhere with it all. Oh yeah. Um, so if I reach 30 members by next Friday, then YouTube does give me a bonus, which will help support me. So if you guys are interested at all in memberships, please check out the video. I have a $2.99 a month, which is the Zen Cricket, and not only do you get your little name is highlighted, you get a little badge, you get access to emojis and member specific posts, but I will be having weekly giveaways after my little marathon of this month ends. Every Monday, I have a giveaway for my subscribers. I will also have an additional giveaway each week for my members, regardless of what level you're at. So that's something you can check out as well. So sorry. Went for a walk in between, and evidently the trees wanted to let me know they exist. So sorry that you hear me hecking up. I think that's everything I wanted to mention about that. I do, like I said, each Monday I do have a giveaway for my members. Here is the link to that. So, a couple of videos that you can check out if you're interested in getting in a drawing for possibly winning like a free personal recorded reading. The membership ones at the end of the month, you can even win a hedge of peace and love, also an Astro Wish Upon a Star chart as well, or reading. Um, so be sure to check those out. I always like to make sure you guys know what I'm giving away because I love giving away stuff. And then each week I put out a pick a card reading, at least one. And this one for this week was how can I transform these feelings of failure, right? And if you want more messages from Spirit, I've got a ton of pick a cards on my main page, so you can always check those out at any time. All are free. And then also, each week I put out a Take 10 with Zen, at least for the last 10 weeks. It's basically a video that's 10 minutes or less that talks about how to connect with Spirit, how to connect to ourselves, and also answer questions for my subscribers. Last week was how to create an empathic bubble around you, because a lot of you are empaths and we get flooded with emotion, right? So it talks about how we can build a little buffer so we don't take on everyone's emotions ourselves. So you can check that one out. And this week's is the real gift of the empath. So mysterious. So be sure to check that one out. So sorry. If you do, if you are a Praying Mantis member, you get advanced access to next week's Take 10 with Zen, which talks about we're starting on a journey of discovering how can I discover my spiritual gifts. And then also advanced access to the next pick a card. And I'm going to be doing meditations soon. I'm going to call them pilgrimage meditations because we're going to go to different spiritual places in the world and beyond through meditation. And you'll have advanced access to that as well. So all the blah, blah, blah. I just like to make sure you guys know what's going on and what's available. I know social media, you don't always get all the updates. So I like to update you live here. All right. So that's what we have right now. So let me move this out of the way and clear that. And let me just make sure, move my coffee back here. Let me just gonna take a screen capture here just in case anything disappears when I pop out the chat here. All right, there we go. And if you are new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, first of all. We have a great group here of huge hearts, great senses of humor, and that's a great combo, right? So welcome to the Soul Family. Glad to have you here. And how the free readings work is I do go down in order, first come, first serve, down the chat. The chat is the list. There's no special list. That is it. And if you don't want to put your business out there, then you can just ask for a general reading or general guidance, and Spirit knows what you're looking for and what you want. So we'll pull cards with that. If anyone makes a donation, which thank you, Latoya, for your donation, I do honor that energy exchange, and I prioritize the readings. I step outside of the free readings, dive deeper into those, and then I return back to the free readings. I try to get through as many free readings as I can in the 2 hours. Like I said, this morning, well, it didn't get, I only got through one, which I am not complaining at all. I appreciate all the donations. But because I honor free readings too. If you didn't catch it in the beginning, I went on after my Praying Mantis member a specific free reading section. That's something else that you have access to as a praying mantis. After every one of these, I go and have a member only uh, free readings, and we dive deep into oracle cards. We have a Q&A on Sundays. We get to know me and each other and spirit and ask questions. We have a lot of fun. Um, but I did go in on after that and completed all the free readings. So if you had some this morning, I did pin the comment in this morning's video. There's a pinned comment with the link to that live video, or you can find the live video. I'm going, that's the one. All right. So, oh, and to make a donation, you can make a donation of any amount. I don't look at that. I honor what you give. I know everyone's funds vary from day to day, person to person, country to country, planet to planet, wherever we're from. I just honor whatever you give, and you can use the super chat at the bottom. Also, in the pinned comment and description box of the video, I have my PayPal, Square, Cash App, and Venmo, so you can use any of those. All right, so that is the skinny on all of that. And like I said, I did receive a donation from Latoya, so thank you so much, Latoya, for that. And okay, so I do not see a question on the PayPal. So if you want to pop your question down below, let me just scroll down a little bit here. Don't think I saw one up above. So as soon as you pop that down there, we'll get started. Let me just take a sip of my coffee. So sorry. All right. And then Esther E, I do show you are the first free reading, so you'll be up first for that. I am using the this beautiful deck. Let me show you the box, because it's beautiful. Just there, the box itself here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. One of my favorite decks with the artistry. All right, so Latoya, thank you. So what is Charles' intentions towards Janelle? Okay, let's take a look here. What are Charles's intentions? Ooh, okay. I do want that one there too. Two Tauruses hitting heads, huh? Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, if Charles can get past their beliefs, thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets that trick themselves, that deceive them, that keep them from moving forward, then there is this possibility of they have it's fortunate they like this, what they're looking for here, if they can get past these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, their intentions are pretty pure. In fact, it does feel here, well, I don't know if it's pure or not, but it does feel like they want a significant relationship, marriage, home, solid home foundation. I mean, all of this would be like what most people were taught that we're supposed to want, right? And this is intention, right? We always have to clarify when we say intentions. They have great intentions, but do they have the follow through, right? Which is, do they have the follow through? That's to be determined. The wheel of fortune is starting to spin, so if they don't look at their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that deceive them, then it's kind of like a gear that doesn't catch. You know how like they have where a big gear starts to turn in another gear, how they have the little things that stick out and this starts turning this. Well, if it's off kilter, this starts to turn and this just goes dunk dunk. As this is spinning, this doesn't go anywhere. So the alignment of the gears, which I know nothing about all of this, so this is definitely spirit. The gear as the gear is engaged here, then this turns it, and it keeps turning, because they have all these little gears that keep this. As long as this is spinning, this keeps going, as long as it's in here. But if it's over here, nothing is causing this to move. So hopefully all that makes sense. And then you want to know what Charles felt about what you said. Let's take a look here. So sorry, excuse me. Well, we got the Hermit card. We got the Ace of Pentacles, or yeah, Ace of Pentacles, and the Chariot. So they had a variety of different feelings here. One, the Hermit wanted them to kind of step away, like whatever you said to them, kind of, I want to say it scared them, but it made them want to pull away and to pull back into themselves, into their shell. The other thing it did was it gave him like this fire to want to start and initiate something new in the outside world. And if you look at the power of choice card in between, this is like their two different choices that they um had there. And so the Chariot, in addition to being movement and choice, and it is Cancer energy too, just very emotional movement, where they're realizing I'm the one that's going to have to choose my story, my emotions, my intentions, my actions. I'm the one in charge of that for myself. I can't choose for anyone else. And I feel like that's where they're at, is like they're like, on one hand, they're shied away from, like, I don't want to be the one. I don't know why, the one to blame, or the one to um to be responsible for the decision making. Um and then on the other hand, they're like, but I want, something new in the outside world, but I don't want to be the one that makes the decision. And I feel like they just go back and forth and back and forth, with whatever you had said kind of sparked this need for action within them. But they're kind of, it almost like they froze because they don't know which way to go. They don't want to, like, they're afraid to be blamed. I don't know what that's about. Afraid to be blamed. I feel like you'll know what this is. They're afraid to be blamed. They want to take action, but they're afraid they'll be blamed, but they want to take action, but they're afraid to be blamed. It's just like watching a tennis match, going back and forth and back and forth. So I don't feel like there was anger, but there was fear, and so I'm not sure what that's all about. Let me see, anything else around that? Yeah. So the 3 of Wands, it did cause them to contemplate changing directions, and that's what the 3 of Wands is with new information, people, you know, think about changing directions, right? So I don't feel like decisions have been made yet. That Chariot card, it just feels like they're again in this fork in the road and they haven't made a decision. So hopefully that helps, Latoya. Hopefully that all makes sense to you, because I'm not sure what the whole story is, of course, but that's what Spirit has for you right now. So if you have additional questions, pop them down there if you need additional clarification. But thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate you. All right. In love, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey. Zen member. I love how, if you guys are wondering, like, for a member, so love 1, 2, 3, 4. See how their name is green and they have a little badge that shows me that they're a member. And I like doing shout outs to my members. I appreciate everyone, but I'd like to give a little recognition for the members because they are helping support these free readings through their monthly memberships. So thank you so much. And thank you for your donation too. Really appreciate that. And let's see what we have here. All right. So, of course, with any for any health, any legal, any counseling, anything for anything I do on the channel, please make sure to check out the disclaimer in the video because it does say that tarot is for entertainment purposes only. And I'm not a licensed professional, lawyer, doctor, counselor. Everyone is ultimately responsible for making their own decisions. And for big things in life, definitely consult professionals, right? All right. So that said, let's jump into these questions here. All right. So, number one, see what spirit wants you to know here. Okay. And then number two. All right. And then number three. Oh, ouch. It hurts when I do that. Don't do that. I know. So let's take a look here. So for number one, I don't for number one, I would get a no here. You've got the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, very positive cards, stable energy, stable emotions. So this would tell me no, no for number one, with those energies coming in there. Number two, um, for this, I'd actually take this, excuse me, as a no as well, because this is all about standing your ground and being up and being in a place above on a hill. So I don't feel like that would be a positive for this. I'm not sure what that is, which is great because that means I'm not influenced at all. But if it I don't know if it has anything with being attacked because this can be like your body being attacked by things, but it's able to stand its ground and it has a solid immune system, if you know whatever this means. But that's what I feel like that. It's like, "Meow, come on, bring it on, you know, type of thing. So whatever that is. And then number three, I don't think so. Mm-mm. I don't think it's more dis-ease, it feels like here, because we've got, something that's been growing for a while and it might be, um, stress related, but this is about being true to your authentic self, and the Two of Wands is the energetic choices, and it just feels like there's something that was building for so long that it's this release that comes here. The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is grapes. But I feel like there's this movement again. You always get that. I mean, how many times have you gotten this, right? It's being true to you, and I feel like it's stress related because I feel like you want to be true to yourself, but things keep on dragging you out and dragging you out and dragging you out, right? And I feel like it's more stress. Oh, you're like you're catching up, you're catching up. So because you're in pain right now, and this is for anyone who's in pain right now or has anything, I'm going to use my singing bowl here. So if you just close your eyes and just allow this energy vibration to move throughout your body, it'll help align things within your body. We're sending you love energy. Whoever needs this. Anybody who does energy work that wants to join in, I do give you permission. Just removing the pain, transforming the dark energy into light energy, the pain energy into peaceful energy. And one more time. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, anybody that joined me in doing that. I did feel extra energy. So, whoever you were, thank you. I say I give you permission because some people in their energetic practices feel they need to be invited. And so I do make sure to do that. I don't personally believe, I believe we ask the higher self, and that's all it takes there. Yeah, right? Oh, very good. Yeah. Okay. So I like that for you. So hopefully that'll hit here because here comes the Ace of Wands, which is energy movement. So here we go. Okay. So that is what they have for you, love 1, 2, 3, 4. So thank you so much for your donation, and hopefully that energy will help that pain dissipate for you there. All right. So Ada, thank you so much for your donation. Appreciate it. And you know, what about you is most confident, attractive part? All right. So let's take a look here and see. Hey, KDP. Let's take a look here and see. And of course, it depends on who you're asking, right? Ada, right? Um, because we only recognize in others what we see in ourselves, which is like, wow, but it's true. You know, so when we see something great, it's because we see it within us. When we see something, irritating, it's also because we recognize it within us at some level. So it depends on who you ask what your most confident, attractive part is. Um, but the perception of everyone is going to be a little different. So what spirit will bring in, right? What spirit will bring in here is the overall consensus, like the things that most people recognize, because that would be stuff that does lie within you. And let's see what these are here. All right. Yeah. So you have a few things. The first thing coming in here is this energy, is this fire that you have. And you have the lovers card here, which, represents this love energy, right? And the combination of these two together really shows that you have this fire, this passion, and you come across as fiery, right? Right? Yeah, exactly. That would be, they feel this love energy, they feel this. And whenever there's conflict here with the 5 of Swords, something that stands out too, I feel like you might be geared or labeled a peacemaker. Like you make things, you are a good mediator. Maybe you've been told, you should get into mediation. You really help two parties that are at odds. You help bring people together. You help people. It's like you are this catalyst that, like if you go into um they're reminding me of a job I had long time ago. Um, but uh, there was this lady that most people did not like. They were like, and actually it happened at a couple companies. They just remind me of someone else too. So years later. So there's these individuals that people are like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah," like, oh my gosh, because these people have these walls, and and of course, you feel their pain, right? And so you would end up sitting at the table with them at lunch, and everyone else is like, "What are you doing?" You know? It's almost like, they have these prison movies and the really rah-rah rough one, someone goes over and sits with them and becomes their friend, and then they realize that this rough exterior, was for protection, and, yeah, right? Well, spirit knows who you are. And it's great because then because you are sitting there, your friends or people that know you come and sit, and then they get to know the person, and instead of just judging them, they open up, and they open up, and it changes, it transforms things, and that's kind of what I mean by peacemaker, which you could even do it even at larger levels, because I do see here again, here's this innocence of cups, the page of cups. You have this pure, loving energy that comes forward, and this feeling of wholeness and fullness too, here in the outside world. So I feel like you have this. It's almost like there's like you said, confidence. There's like this confidence that comes in here. I don't feel like you need to feel the need to compete with anyone, and it comes through, and because you're not combative, other people are not combative because they don't sense it from you. It's like how animals probably love you, with all these animals here too, so they like are drawn to you because they feel safe, and that's how humans are. Animals also sense this energy. It's like Snow White. You're like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, right? Or kids. Um, it's funny because I had on the bottom here the 7 cups. You have the 7 energies, but it's like singing to the birds. But it feels very, very like that. Yeah, to test you, right? They're like, Are you really real? What kind of drugs are you on?" Right? Yeah, right. I used to have people that would ask me, because I can relate with this energy. They would be like, "I want whatever drugs you're on, because you're just happy all the time, but you're happy from the inside out, not because of any outside influence." And it's great that you have that, and yeah, right, and it's great. So I feel like they see it, right? Yeah. Yeah, because of the fears, and you've overcome those things. That's actually where I got, my nickname Zen, bruddaZEN, because, uh, when we talk to people, they just would they leave your presence feeling very zen, and because you just have this energy about you, so right? Oh, yeah, right? So you feel a lot of people's emotions, and you feel a lot of people's, thing, and that's what makes you so loving too, you know? And maybe you were a lot like, me in my early 20s. I shared this with my praying mantis, members in our Q&A, but I was not always a nice person. I had wit and a razor blade tongue. I knew what I needed to say to someone to just really cut them off at their knees, and all I had to say is like, "Psh," you know, um right? But you learned, right? Because at the same time, you are also given the amazing ability to feel other people's emotions. So it's almost like, whatever you did to someone else, you got to feel. It's like they're your voodoo doll. If you stick them with something, you're like, ow. And if you slap them, you're like, "Psh, what happened?" You get to feel everything they felt. And it's like, "Oh, okay, you know, what fun is that?" So which is great because it probably saved me from getting my butt kicked a lot. So There you go. Excuse me. So that's what so spirit has been just touching all these memories just to reveal those parts that are related to there. And that's what people see, and that is a great thing to have, because you don't need anything to be happy. You're content, but then you can have everything else is above and beyond extra. You are very welcome. And I'm glad you're able to recognize that now in yourself. A big chillin'. Yeah, that it's great. It's a wonderful adventure, laughter, joy, peace. It's wonderful. I like it. If you haven't, I think I'm gonna talk about this in a couple weeks in one of my Take 10 with Zen about music. But if you haven't listened to the Canadian tenors, um, Make Me an Instrument, I think you would enjoy that song, because it has the energy of being an instrument. And anyone else that's interested in it, I'll be posting about it in a couple weeks because we're talking about how music can help you connect to different, your energies. So I like that. Great. Very, very good. All right, Ada. Well, thank you again so much for your donation. And yeah, if you're interested in going higher with Zen too, if you want to consider becoming a praying mantis member, no pressure, of course, but just make sure everyone knows that those are available. The link to the memberships is at the top if you just want to check it. But I love that. All right. So many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. And then up next, we've got Katie P. And thank you so much for your donation. So what, based on current energies, will unfold between Jordan and you in the next couple months? All right, let me take a sip of my coffee here. All right, so let's take a look here. Jordan. Okay. LLL. Not LOL, but LLL. It's like two cards, LLLLLL, and then a fourth one. So LLLL. Okay. So let's see what all of this means, Katie. What are all these four L's about? Okay. Oh my gosh. There is so much choice energy that's coming in here. It's ridiculous. Because there's four sets of two, right? Oh, well, that makes sense. Choices. I see now. So we have the two of wands, which is, of course, whatever energy we focus on is what grows and expands, right? Lazy love. That's great. And then you have the heart of wands, which is the queen of wands. So she is the one that, initiates her power, connects to spirit, when not knowing which decision to make, connects to the higher eye in the sky that helps, guide it and do that. So I like this, because it is saying that there's, a minimum experience, a higher experience, and it all depends upon you. And I feel like this particular these four cards are to show you how much of your future depends upon your side of things, but that you can't control theirs, um, when it comes through here, because we've got that two of wands with the queen of wands, right? So on one end, it's the energy you're putting forward helps fuel, or it's the wind in the sail for where it goes, right? It's two-sided. We definitely know that, right? But you can only be responsible for what you're investing into it. Because the second group, you have another choice point here, with the Two of Swords, which is close your mind and open your heart. But it's interesting that we have the Spirit of Cups, which is the King of Cups, who rules over emotion but's balanced by mind. So there is this balancing of mind and heart that comes in here too. And again, this is what stories am I putting towards it and what emotions am I choosing? Because it's the balancing of heart and mind that you know comes in here. And I feel like there's these choices that are being made, these observations that are being made, and you're realizing it's like there's this letting go of um, feeling like you're responsible for their happiness, realizing that I can only choose for me, they can only choose for them. So what do I want to choose? And I feel like this is like this thing coming in is like I can well, no matter what actions they're doing, no matter what's happening in the outside world, I get to choose how I feel, what energy I'm putting forward, what story I'm choosing, what emotion I'm choosing, and then, of course, what physical action that we're choosing as well. And it all comes in here because out of all of it, there is this the choice card, the chariot, right? It just says, okay, let's just jump to the point here. It's all about movement and victory. There's movement and victory in sunlight, Leo energy, but there's this I get to choose what victory means, both the story, the emotions, the energy that we put forward, and the physical action that I can't control anyone else. And it's wonderful it's like if you think you're supposed to herd all the cats that are out there, which is if you've ever owned more than two cats or more than one cat or a cat, we always come back to cats, don't we, Katie? But there's like, if you ever try to a picture with two or three cats looking at you and sitting in a place, good luck, right? Because you get one there, you're like, okay, stay here. You go like this, and like, where do they go? And they're already. Psh. You're like, okay, you stay there. I'll get this one here, and let me try to get this other one. Psh. It's just impossible. And so the more we release, like, I don't need to hurt all these cats. In fact, I'm gonna turn it into a documentary instead of a family picture, and I'm gonna document the cats running around. I'll have better luck with that, right? So I like this because, we come back to another 2 with 20. 2 plus 0 is 2, of course. And this is your higher self drawing you to see things from a higher perspective, and it's gonna allow you to get past this energetic wall that's here that usually it's someone with a bandage on their head because they've been hitting up against the wall trying to get through to it getting through, but they haven't been able to, so they keep hitting their head against that same thing there. You too, Kelly Vlog. There is no free list. I mean, the free list is the chat. You just put your question in chat, and then once I get down to it, I pull cards for it. So if you want to, Kelly, you can do that and come back and watch it later if you'd like. But that's what's coming in, Katie. I feel like this journey that you're in here that's coming up is so much about choice, choice, choice. I'm looking over the the oracle going, is there an oracle that you want? And I think we have an Akashic tarot that I want to pull from here, and let's see what comes in here. All right, the karmic trench. The Four of Scrolls. So we've got the Four of Scrolls. I think with the scrolls are yeah, so it's the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind. So oops, it helps if I get to the right one. So, in a field meant to be planted, a man, dirty from his efforts, stands knee deep inside a long trench. The seeds wait to be planted, yet he continues to dig deeper and deeper. There are other rows plowed and ready for planting, but they are ignored. This card reveals a difficult pattern in your life, a pattern of self defeating feelings, thoughts, and actions that you've brought forward from previous incarnations. You returned, or if you don't believe in multiple lives, that you brought forward from childhood and different experiences here too. You returned to this life with the intention of breaking this pattern, but you got pulled into the old thoughts and behaviors. You've been digging yourself deeper into a trench that gets harder and harder to escape. This pattern is not unknown to you. You recognize it in your relationships, in your jobs, and certainly in your beliefs, behaviors, and responses. It's time to take charge of your karma by altering the inner ideas, feelings, and patterns that cause you to make sabotaging choices. Every time you notice yourself making an old choice that digs you deeper into your trench, you can change your mind and your actions. You change your mind, you change your actions. Choice, 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 right? This will require your conscious effort every step of the way. Without such work, you could go lifetimes burying yourself in the same feelings. With your commitment to make changes every day, you can dig yourself out. The Akashic force for this is take a moment to remember any old pattern that you know all too well, one that's kept you stuck. Close your eyes and breathe in the presence and power of your higher self. You become stronger. You're filled with the will to step out of the mud, and you do now and every time you fall into this pattern again. I feel like we always do. But it's for us, there's nothing wrong with what we experience and what we go through. Um, but uh, and and if you replay what I've gone through here, it's all about power of choice. When you're saying, what will happen to you and him. Well, it's to be seen yet because the power of choice is coming in, right? You get to choose for you what you're wanting and what you're wanting to express, what stories, what emotions, what energy, what actions you do. You can't control what will happen. So you can't say what will happen to him and me. You can't control what happens to him. You can only control what happens to you. That's where your power is coming back, right? That's getting you out of the trench, digging yourself into the trench of I am I'm responsible for everyone else's actions and choices and beliefs and thoughts. Herding cats, you can't. The cats have their own will. All you can do is control what story you're putting to the situation, what emotion you're feeling, what you know, energy you're putting forward, and what physical actions that you take. That's the chariot card. You hold the reins of your life, no one else's. Well, but my life depends on their choices. They don't. We're taught that they're supposed to. Like, well, when they say or don't do whatever, it's up to me. Do I want to be in a relationship with them? Yes, I'm in a relationship with them. Whether they want to be in one or not is up to them. But you're in a relationship with them. you know, it's like, okay. And if I don't get back what I am wanting, then I can make a different choice, but it's not defining me. My power doesn't lie out there, it lies in here, right? So, and then you said, so nothing will happen more? Well, it's to be determined. You get to determine what happens here. What happens over there, you can give someone the world, they could still choose a different thing, but you're not responsible for that. It's all about stepping back into your power. And I feel like this is what that Four of Scrolls was. What the trench we all dig ourselves into is that we were taught that our worth and our self-worth all determines on other people's actions and non-actions, words and non-words, right? But it isn't. It can't be because uh, they have no control over us and we have no control over them. We're taught we're supposed to, and that's the whole thing. When we're told you're supposed to herd cats, here's your assignment, and we're like, you know, they hand it to you and you go, okay, oh, this is going to be interesting. When you were like, no, I don't take this. Psh, I get to decide what I want to do, and so I like that. Based on current energies, we can, um, but I feel like the whole purpose of this reading with all the L's is they're like, but that's not the point of the experiences. The experiences will keep happening over and over again because the moral of the story that you've wanted to learn with this Goldilocks and the 3 bears that happen to be Jordan 3 times is I hold my power, not them, not them, not them, not anyone. I hold the power. Um, and it's like, but I don't need to give, why am I giving someone the world? Well, because I want something back. And it's like, what do I want back? I want my worth back. And they're like, well, but you don't have to give away your worth. You can just take it back. You don't have to trade it back for something. You can turn inward and upward and find the love that you've been looking for all along. And then um everything anyone else gives is above and beyond extra, and you don't feel like you're you know always running in the deficit, always in the ditch, always in the trench, right? So I like it. So hopefully that helps, Katie, Katie, Katie. It's like, what's going to happen though? Well, you've got the 5 of wands and the wheel of fortune. So you've got spinning wheels, things, transformation, things are changing, things are constantly changing. And regardless here, the wheel of fortune tells us that regardless of what happens, your human side will eventually be fine with it. Because I always, whenever I start getting into fear mode, I just tell my little inner child, you know what? We're going to get through this. We're either going to get through this or we're not. And in either case, we're going to be fine. And they're just like, oh, yeah, true. Okay. Because I'm taking you with me. You don't die, inner child. I'm like, we're either going to get through this and we'll be fine, or we're not going to get through this and we're going to be more than fine because we're going to be back on the spirit world where we don't have restrictions or any of this, experiences. It's like, woohoo, the puppy let out of the cage, right? So hang in there, Katie. This is all for you, not happening to you. And so when you realize, okay, I signed up for this. I wanted this play, this improv play to play in front of me. So and I'm a part of it. I signed up for this class. So what did I want to learn through this improvisation, acting class? Okay, that I get to choose what I do with this information, with this whatever's going on, right? I get to decide. Am I going to have it be something lower vibrational related to fear or higher vibrational related to joy and gratitude? I get to choose, right? Sigh, big sigh. You don't want to learn. You want to relax. Well, that's how you just want to learn to relax. That's the biggest thing, and I'm glad you said that because what the trench is trying to control everything outside your control, and you can totally relax. Let surrender, let it all go. Turn in your little God's little sheriff badge. That's a pastor used to say that. I'm God's little sheriff, and then I go turn in that badge and say, "You know what? I think you've got this. Here, the badge is back. I'm just going to sweep in front of my own door instead of trying to sweep in front of all the neighbors' doors. I'm just going to sweep in front of my own door. That's we feel out of control when we're trying to control things that are out of our control. Amazing how that works, right? And then we return back to us, and I'm like, I can make my own choices. I am the only one that can make my own choices. And then I feel back in control because I'm controlling what I can control and releasing all the stuff that uh, you know uh, am not able to control. So hopefully that helps you and whoever else that was for their KDP. Hang in there, my dear, and thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. I think I had another one coming over here. Learn to relax. Wow. Let it go. I know. I used to be, can you imagine me being a control freak? No. Me? No. No. You just need to talk to my family and my exes. Wouldn't that be a show? Next live video. bruddaZEN and his 5 exes and what they learned through the experience. All right. All right. So, take a look here. Did you give me 2 donations, Katie? Is that you? Did you donate twice? Okay. I thought I go because the name, of course, is a little different, but I recognize that. I thought I recognized as you. Well, thank you so much. 2 as 1. Okay. Oh, okay, thank you. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So thank you very much, and please, definitely, um you also misspelled. Oh, okay. No problem at all. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So I think that was it for my donations right now. So let us scroll to the top here, and we are starting with Esther E. For the free readings. And hello, Esther E. Would like a general reading for the rest of August. All right, let's take a look here and see what does Spirit want you to know here. Well, we do have this abundant feeling coming in here with both the Queen of Pentacles, the Heart of Pentacles, which is birth and harvest and new birth, and it can be sensuality. And also the Six of Pentacles, which is the equal giving and receiving, and this energy of, can also be equal giving and receiving to an individual. So if you're in a relationship or looking for one, definitely there is indications here that there's a possibility of that, but definitely uh, hands down this feeling of abundance that's unfolding over the next couple of weeks here. I can't believe we're past the middle of August already. Whoosh, whoosh. But I like this for you. It feels very, very full and very flowing with all of this here. The 6 of Pentacles, if you feel like you've been having this barrier of like you want things in your mind, your conscious mind, like a certain job, certain raise, certain position, love, whatever it may be, and you feel like things keep it away, check out my Take 10 with Zen. I have episodes 4 and 5. I think it's episode 5. I really need to check because I keep mentioning it, but I don't know which one. But both of them are good information anyway. But one of them talks about the Six of Pentacles and about this um, lower subconscious, out of balance, giving and receiving belief that's running on autopilot. And so if it resonates with you, like, yeah, I feel like something's like keeping things away, then take a look at that, because that's helps you take down those barriers that allows the abundance to come in as well. So check it out if that resonates there, and that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you, Esther. All right, and then Doll Face Diva, you are up next, and you'd like advice from Spirit on what you can do to help with healing. All right, let's take a look here. And of course, as I say, check out the disclaimer in the main video description box, because it talks about that I'm not a licensed practitioner by the state. Maybe I'm licensed by Spirit, but not by the state or country or whatever. So to seek, of course, professional licensed professionals for anything is important in life, right? But for Spirit, what they're bringing through here, you've got both the Queen of Swords and the Movement of Swords, Knight of Swords and Queen of Swords, right? That are both coming in here. So, one of the biggest things that we can do with healing is to change our thoughts, right? These are fears. These Ace of Swords are this gift of Spirit to connect to the higher realms, to connect to that of unconditional love, the higher truths, capital T truths, that help us look at our fears. Because fears, if we have healing, whether it's mental, physical, whatever, if you look at fight or flight mode, if you search WebMD or wherever, there's a ton of information out there how when our body goes into fight or flight mode because our little inner child feels unsafe and out of control, and it activates and goes into that, it shuts down things like our immune system, our digestive system, does things that it's supposed to be short term that won't hurt us if it's short term while we get to safety and live through fight or flight, right? But when we're in perpetual fight or flight mode because of emotional monsters that are out there, not really a ton of physical danger normally, but we have a lot of emotional danger that we feel we're in, that we're inundated with so much. When we are able to cut away the small t truths of fears of rejection, fears of failure, fears of I don't know what else, fears, losing conditional love, all of that. Um, when we're able to step outside of that by seeing things from a higher perspective, these are double-edged sword that not only do they allow us to connect, they allow us to cut away, and it frees us, and that helps us stay out of fear, and we change our thought process. We're taught to focus on mentally, emotionally, energetically actions on what we fear we'll lose out of our life, what we fear will come into our life, what we hate in our life, what we feel is missing in our life, all this lower vibrational energy, and that we draw that in, right? That sends us into those fears. But when we switch around, instead of focusing on what we feel is missing, we focus on what we're grateful for that's in our life, right? And the more we focus on unconditional love, joy, and laughter, and all that gratitude, we draw in more of that higher vibrational energy that's healing, instead of this dis-ease that brings in um, heartache, brings in disease and disease into our bodies, and all of that. So hopefully that helps, Dollface Diva, with that. But I feel like that's what they're saying. Advice from Spirit on what you can do to help with healing is to transform, connect higher to the capital T truths, anything related to unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and gratitude. And any fears that keep popping up, we are like, all right, you keep demanding my attention. You're a trigger. So let me look at you momentarily, not our focus, because when we focus on it, it grows, right? Like attracts like. So we look at the fear and go, why do I fear this? And like, oh, I know what it is. And then we're able to release it because we don't believe it anymore, because we see it as the lie that it is when we are connected to the real truths of the higher realms, right? So hopefully that helps, Dollface Diva. So many blessings to you, and hang in there. All right. And then LA, you are up next. Hello, hello. So advice from your grandparents on your mom's side need advice during this time. So you're tell so you're dissing your grandparents on your dad's side, go, "I want advice, but not from them." You're funny. That's them being funny to you. "Oh, oh, oh, well, we're all here. You're gonna get advice from all of us anyway." That's funny. So let's see here. What advice I like it. So they're showing you here that, one, don't give up hope with this card. This is Aquarius energy. But they're also showing here that the Nine of Swords is, basically the nightmare, the insomnia card. We have all these small teachers, these fears we have around living the dream that we've been given, right? And I feel like a lot of what you're going through is you're learning, and it's like they're almost giving you permission, going, I know we passed down this from generation generation for centuries of this is what you're supposed to be your dream, but they're allowing you to release all of this cage that you grew up with so that you can really, with the full card, let go of old cycles, old beliefs, old ways of like, this is what is supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be, all those rules, and be a pioneer. What do you want? What does your high heart want, right? This represents your higher self, connecting to your higher self. And the full card is this journey of leaving behind the old and heading off on this adventure that's free of all these expectations, all those rules around stuff, and the fears we have of what will people think about this. When we have that, we know we're not living our dream. We are fearing letting people down. Because when you're living your dream, you don't give a rat's boo boo bubba bubba butt. You don't give a rat's butt about what people think about your dream, because it's your dream, not theirs, and their opinion is their own. And when you really going after your dream, which I feel like your grandparents on your mom's side are saying, is just try to just throw out as many of the old beliefs you can and connect to your high heart and just go, what will make my heart sing? What will make my heart feel full? Not all the stuff of the mind that are saying this is what you're supposed to say. It's like, get rid of all that. It's not a test. Really connect to your heart and see what it is that you want to do with your life, because that impacts everything in your life. It impacts your motivation of everything, whatever your North Star is. I talk about, this isn't as pretty as those cards, but I have my true north when I'm like, what is it that I want to live for? That's my true north, and everything else, if it doesn't fit into that, then it doesn't belong, and I try not to invest energy in it, right? Decision making becomes very easy. Well, does that fit into that? No, then why do I wanna invest energy into it? No, you know? Well, don't you wanna go, get a high paying job, bruddaZEN, and which I've had before. Don't you want that so you can buy a nice house and have a nice car and this and that and that and that? I'm like, why? Um, why do I want those things? Do they fit into what I need? No, I don't need those things. And trust me, I used to have strong opinions about people who did not own their own car. It was like this. It meant they were losers. And you're like, oh, they don't have a car. How irresponsible of them. And then I'm like, now I realize how freeing it is not to have a car. Um, myself, I have grocery store a few blocks away I can walk to. Most of the stuff, like my bank, is 5 blocks that way that I can walk to. And of course, my host, best friend, she, you know, will let me use her car if I need it. But it's like questioning the supposed tos, is what it comes down to. I started getting off track there, but I think that's you're getting the point. So that's what they have for you, LA. Be a rebel. That's really what they're saying. Rebel. Be you. All right. Many blessings to you, my dear. And Luna Ray, you are up next. Hello, hello. Is your person going to be single soon? Let's take a look here. I feel like this is a yes, because here's dreams come true, heart's dream come true. But even though they're going to be single, I think the earlier reading earlier today kind of summed it up, and they're bringing it back really fresh in my mind here about that there's delay, 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 um, after it happens and getting together because they've got some baggage to let go of. They've got some stuff to move past that you do not want to have come into your house. It's like they're walking through a cow pasture, and you're like, you are not coming into my house until you clean off your shoes because you got cow doo doo on the bottom of them, and I do not want that in my carpet. Or we can change shoes, whatever it takes. But there is this change, this transformation time that's coming in here. But that Nine of Cups and the Naked Heart, which is specific to this deck, is here. In fact, let me yeah, because it's about connection, purpose, and higher self. And the lunar moth on that, the message that it brings is you are brave and beautiful. Fly out of your darkness and into your light. And it talks about, well, okay, they want me to read it, so I will. The naked heart's message to you is that I radiate at a pure vibrational level, calling in all that I need at this time to stay in alignment with my path. So this is your high heart, um, your true heart, talking to you. The universe is highlighting my gifts and asking me to trust myself and my intuition. And as I listen to what my heart needs, my natural essence comes forth to be nurtured, and I innately connect with my calling and purpose. Comparing myself to others does not serve me and will only knock me out of my flow. I was given the exact proportion of amazing, otherwise, I would not exist. My path may not always feel easy, but it will feel right. When I shine bright, I am the spark to someone else's light, and I inspire others. So I like that. And if you feel like your heart is disconnected, it says you can ask yourself, is my ego leading my path instead of my heart? So if that resonates, you can take that with you as well there. So that's what they have for you, Luna Ray. So many blessings to you. You're welcome. All right. So Nebraska J. Hello, hello. So you want to know, what does your boyfriend think of you? Does he want anything to change? And why is his mother fighting with him? Probably because uh, he reminds her of her husband, of his father. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. Let's see what comes in here. So, what does he think of you? And remember, when we're asking what other people think of us, really other people's opinions of us are none of our business, because they're seeing us through their eyes, through their filters, and they're looking in a mirror. So, if you're like, "What do you see?" and they're like a skunk, it's because you're Pepe Le Pew. That's why, or if it's the cat, right? So we see here, they see you as this place. The Four of Pentacles is a solid foundation. It's like this feeling of home. So I feel like you have like this aura, this energy about you that makes them feel safe, and it feels very nurturing. It feels not that they are looking for a mother, but the nurturing feeling that they wish they could have from their mother. They actually get this pure one from you. That's their perception, right? Do they want anything to change? We've got the The 3 of Swords is the heartbreak card, the, disappointment, expectations equal disappointment, and I feel like what they wish they could change is, um it's kinda like it's almost romantic, but it's also a little cheesy that they're like, um, they wish that they could take away your heartache that you've had from the past, and that they would, hope to never, break your heart, and so it's not about them well, it's kind of changing a little bit. I feel like maybe you have had heartbreak that they can sense and that they know has happened possibly, but, and they feel like they wish they could take that away because some of these fears of, that are there, they wish they could help you not fear anymore, if that makes sense, because they can tell that you have a lot of I don't feel like it's all over your life, but I feel like there's specific things you have a lot of fear around, disappointing certain people, and you're scared, so you try to change, and you're always worried about what certain people are thinking about you, and they wish that they could take away that fear so that you could just be true to your authentic self. And why is his mother fighting with him? Well, he got the Heart of Swords, balancing of heart and mind. I feel like one of them is very mental, the other one is very emotional. So whichever is which, probably the son, right? Maybe he's a little more logical, not emotional, and mom's very emotional, or vice versa. It happens. But whoever it is, it's because they see things from different perspectives. One sees one from the heart, the other one sees it from the brain, and they're like, they're on different pages, and that's why they're like, "Blah, blah, blah, you need to do this. No, I need to do this." So I feel like that's what's coming in. So hopefully that resonates there for you, Nebraska J. Many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. And then Mia Mia, hello, hello. Yeah, let's take a look here. So, will the job opportunity in Rome, ooh la la, open future possibilities for you abroad in the same company? It's a tough decision to go back to your hometown, but to guarantee your chances abroad in future, you would accept it. Oh, yeah, I can understand that. All right, so let's take a look here. Will the job opportunity in Rome open future possibilities for you abroad with the same company? All right. Yeah, yeah, definitely. It'll be one of your choices here. You've got the Innocence of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, new opportunities. So very clear. Yes, there is opportunities, but I feel like there might be even something else that is even more. You have even more passionate about. It's like the short stick and the big stick. It's like, well, I feel like yeah, you can, but there might even be something even beyond what you don't even it's not even on your radar. I feel like it's something that comes up that you're just like, you don't even know about until you're there, and you're like, "Oh my god, you're kidding me. This is a possibility? Say it isn't so. Shut up. Really?" So, I like it. So, it feels very positive there, Mia Mia. So, that is definitely a positive, answer to your question. All right. So, many blessings to you, and I do have a donation that came in here. A couple. Boom, boom. So, Random, thank you so much for your donation. And then Supernova, you'll be up next. So, Random, good evening to you. You'd like to ask Spirit, what is it that you need to focus on that will help you to be a better use to your higher self? No, no, it's like, well, it's an interesting question because, uh, you know, our our higher self, like we're not a tool that's being used to accomplish anything other than experiencing who they are by experiencing who they're not. We're like a finger. and the whole body of our higher self, right? Usually I say we're a little the end of the pinky finger, and it's like they just use us to experience things like we use our hands, right? We're a part of our whole body, but we'll stick like oh, what is this? What is this? Oh, hot. What is this? Oh, cold. What is this? Sandy. Ooh, what is this? Mud. What is this? Ooh, gooey. We experience different things poking our finger around in this, physical world that we have going on here, right? And we're like, "Ow, that was a cat biting my finger," but it's you really keep missing the message. But so you're here for experience, right? And it's like so when we feel like we have a pass or fail and that our higher self is going to be disappointed if we don't do certain things, the clarity that comes in is okay, um, I came down here to experience. It's like a satellite that's been sent out and I'm gathering information. I'm doing my job. And it's like, well, how can I gather more information? How can I send back more information that it's like you're exploring and you're always in the perfect place, uh, perfectly experiencing life and sending information back to our higher self. So you can ask, um, it's like, hey, higher self, is there anything specific that you would like me to explore? Like that, um, that star that's going to go, explode, or this alien race, it's like Star Trek is all coming back. It's like, what do you want me to go explore? And they're like, I don't know, and that's what they're showing me is when, you know, um, that's so many of the Star Trek, there's been so many, reboots of it, but it's like when they are, um, designated a science vessel or whatever, and it's like, "Where are we going? What's the course?" And I think it's, Kirk and one or many of them goes, "Out there, you decide, navigator's discretion. Let's go. We're just gonna go. We're here to explore strange new worlds, to go where no spirit has gone before." I won't break into song or anything, but I feel like that's what's coming in. But let's take a look here. So, really, it's like anything, um, anywhere you want me to go? Is there just distress signal somewhere for me to go investigate? What would you like me to know? Where would you like me to go? All right. I'm such a nerd. Let's take a sip here. I like that. We have to get to the stars, to the stars. Here's your higher self, right? And it's like, oh, I love this. I love this because they're reminding me of. I think it's both in my Take 10 with Zen, the first episode that talks about dimensions, and then also in my U times two in the first couple. I forget which one it is, but it talks about the experience. Let's do romantic life. There's like this the creator created us to look back at them like a satellite. It sent us out to look back here, almost like one of those, how you have those long things you put your phone on. They're like, I'm putting you out here to look back so I can see who I am. And so the creator created us. We're part of the creator that extends to look back at it so it can understand itself. And then we, being little mini creators, go, that's cool. I want that for me too. And so we created different, um, forms of ourselves and all these different dimensions and everything to look back at us. And so I like that. They're like, what can I focus on to help me be a better use to my higher self? Focus on me. Look back at me. Get to know me from this perspective of this earth. You've experienced life here, experience the human, but also focusing back and looking at who I am, because in your smallness as this human, you can understand the bigness of your higher self, and I like this. Yeah. And I like it because here's all the thinking. We've got the balancing of the heart and the mind here. We got the balancing of truths here, higher truths with human truths, and then Eight of Swords, looking at what of our thoughts and beliefs have made us feel limited and small and trapped and blinded, and moving through those. It's like we've um, the progression of our experience here is that it's the master numbers 11, 22, and 33. Master number 11 is like kind of mastering our human experience. Like, okay, I came down here to experience the nitty gritty of smallness and all the lower vibrational energies, right? Gravity. Ugh. And then master number 22 is understanding I'm so much more than this human. I'm this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being, like, oh, higher self. Look, I'm a higher self. And we realize there's two of us living this human experience. And then master number 33 is the joining together, not the destruction of one, but our higher self completes what our human self is needing. And then we walk together hand in hand and experience this physical plane in a whole new way than we did with master number 11, because we're so much more, and we're not as desperate, like, I need all this stuff in the outside world. We see the world completely differently. So I feel like the energy coming through with all of this is like a focus that you can like take it to another level, is joining together your higher self and your human self, and allowing you to walk hand in hand together, through life. It's like Superman comes down to rescue us, but they don't fly away. They continue to just walk with us. They don't, I'll have to rescue other people. It's like, no, I'm here for you. So I like it. I like it. So that's what's coming through random. Hopefully that helps a little bit there. So many blessings to you, and thank you for your donation. All right, Supernova, you are up next, and then Love 1234, you'll be up again after that. So, Supernova, your first question is, how do your spirit guides view you? What do they think about how you're doing in life? I love it. um, Hey, random, have you checked out my U times two video series? It's like 40 videos that are like 20 minutes each or less. Um, those might help because they kind of talk about getting to know the two of us and how they can kind of join together. If you haven't, it's totally free. It's on my, of course, my main page. If you haven't checked those out yet, I think you have, but um, maybe rewatch them. I know, right? Just slowly, just sit in there. All right. So, random. Let's take a look here. How do they feel about you? Did I want an oracle? Yeah, I feel like we want to pull from the higher self oracle for your question here. Just how do they view you? Of course, they view us with unconditional love, right? So they view us as amazing with such awe. The other side, if you could channel and see how they see us as brave, courageous souls, they're like, we'll let you go down and experience it through you. All right, okay, that's good. Here we go. And they see us as like, wow, to it's almost painful when we and you'll hear that sometimes in with near death experiences where people leave their bodies and they come back, that go, it's almost painful to come back into human form because it's so constricting and small and tight. And so they look at us and go, wow, you are brave and courageous. And they're in awe of us. They have no judgment of us. They're like, wow, this is so cool. that they get to walk along with us on this amazing adventure here, feeling what we're feeling, seeing what we're seeing, but not having to experience it firsthand, right? So just know that all that coming in. I like it. They're like, go within, come hang out with us. It's like, how do your spirit guides view you? What do they think about you and how you're doing in life? They're like, come on, come spend time with us. Spend more time with us. um, because they basically said everything they wanted to outside of cards, and now they're saying, come here with us. So the quote that comes with this is from Mandy Hale, Hale, and it says, go with the flow, force nothing, let it happen, trusting that whichever way it goes, it is for the best. And it says, by pulling this card, you're being asked to let go of control issues and accept what comes so that you may move forward. When you operate from a controlling mindset, you try to control all possible variables and account for all possible outcomes. There is freedom in accepting that unpredictable situations can occur outside your own control. You're encouraged to align with your higher self, face what comes your way, and continue to make informed choices. Fighting against the current will only exhaust you physically, mentally, and emotionally. However, if you surrender and let go of your need to control and your attempt to prevent bad things from happening, life will then flow a little easier. Things don't always go the way we would like them to or think that they should go, right? But if you resist, then you can't move forward in a positive way. Loosen your grip and make the best of the situations that come your way. Relax, knowing that although a challenge is set before you, you will be helped and supported. So I like that. I like this. Come within, come spend time with us in here. We're here always around you. Yeah, feeling what we're feeling. So, um, like, one of the things that I love that I loved was when and it was actually just a couple, like last year or the year before, I was going for a walk and I felt spirit so present. It's almost like I felt like there was a crowd walking with me, and I'm like, "What are you guys doing? Am I about to get mugged or attacked or something?" They're like, "No, we're enjoying feeling this, what it feels like to journey to get somewhere, to be in the process of getting somewhere." Because on the other side, I talk about how we are like, I wonder what it's like over there. Psh, we're over there, right? Or I wonder what the answer to this is. Psh, we know it immediately. Here is the scavenger hunt, the journey of getting to places, right? And it's beautiful because they're like, I want to experience that. And they're with us while we're um being intimate. I know it's like, what? That's gross. It's like, no, they don't see anything as right or as wrong. We're it's what was that with I forget the movie that they had like this little city and it was a dome and it was their life from they were a child growing up, and I forget the comedian's name. He's so funny. But, I almost had the name of the movie, but you know what but it's like everyone's wearing cameras. That's the life. They're experiencing our life growing up, and they're experiencing us eating and drinking and breathing in a hot tub and, like you said, walking and pain too, all the lower vibrational stuff. They're just like, oh wow, that's what that feels like, because we don't feel those things on the other side. We're higher vibrational energy, so it's different, right? So that is what they have for that one there for you. And then you had a second one. And did you have a second question? Yeah, they feel it all. And there's no judgment, there's no right or wrong. It's just different experiences. It's our human that judges things, and they even enjoy feeling the judgment that we have because we don't have judgment on the other side. They're like, "Ooh, that's weird. Wow, wow. Look how rough they are on themselves. Wow. No, we would never do that to ourselves." And it's like, well, now we understand who we are by experiencing the lower vibration. But we're higher vibrational beings, so we don't know what it is like to vibrate lower. So a piece of us, if you watch my Take 10 with Zen, again, the dimensions, the first video, or my U times two, it's either the first or second or third video. I talk about kind of the similar experience where the creator took me back to creation to show me like, oh wow. And so we are all these different experiences from the highest vibrating love, which is creator, which if we ever vibrate that high, we just join back with the big whoosh. But we have all these lower vibrational energies to experience what it feels like to be away from, see things from a distance. It's really cool. All right. And then your second question is, what does your energy feel like? What is also is impact and effect on others and in general? Okay. So we'll take a look here and see. So the energy that that your true energy feels like, I love this, what they're saying here. But how is it how does other people what do other people perceive it as, right? And what's the impact of it on others? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Higher, more, maybe more like angels, right? Humans viewing angels. It's like, wow, you're something higher vibrating than I am. Who sees something that's higher vibrating, that's high vibrating, higher, 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 higher. There's so much. It would just blow our mind if we could comprehend how many existences we're living all at the same time. It just, but anyway, so what does your energy feel like? Well, your true energy feels like innocence of cups. It's unconditional love. Our true energy is unconditional love energy. That's our true, what we vibrate at. And then how our energy feels to different people, how it impacts everyone else. I love that. They're like, they bring in the power of choice card. Well, it varies by person. It impacts people differently, right? Um, we can't help how our energy impacts others. We can make it easier or harder by our actions and how we're putting our energy out, for make it easier for people to choose unconditional love or fear, or harder for people to choose unconditional love or fear. But um, everyone is going to choose for themselves, right? They're always going to choose for themselves. And I love the message that's coming in here. The greatest impact that we can give to the world is working on our own self-love, because as we expand our self-love, we're all part of a collective energy of this entire planet. Humanity is part of a huge collective energy of the planet, right? And it's constantly fluctuating because everyone's experiencing ups and downs and different vibration energies. So we're all pouring in to this giant vat of energy. Each moment, am I pouring in unconditional love or am I pouring in fear, right? And that's why I like at the beginning of these sessions to send love energy out to the world, because unconditional love energy is a million times more powerful than the lower vibrational energy. That's why light always wins over dark, because it takes a million of these to equal one of these. So they're always outnumbered. It's the energy is always outnumbered. And so we can raise our love vibration. We focus on ourselves. I can't change anyone else. The only thing I can do is help people. My energy, my higher vibrational unconditional love energy, when I'm putting it out through action or purpose, can ignite other people's unconditional love in their heart, and that's the only thing that I can do, you know? And so that's what we have here. We've got the King of Cups who rules the spirit of love that's coming in here, who rules over emotion, balanced with mind. But I love the energy here. The Spirit of Cups reminds me. It's kind of sometimes it's called Christ energy, and it's the Christ consciousness, unconditional love energy, right? And so that's so perfect with all this because it's the chalice, the Holy Grail. And uh, so we are always impacting everyone. We've got the moon. It's like we impact people like the moon impacts us, depending on what phase we're in and what energy it's exuding. Like right now we're in Virgo. Yeah, we're in Virgo. Yeah, Virgo moon energy, and so we're being impacted by that energy. It's influencing us, but we're not at the whim. We're not puppets of the moon. We're influenced, but we still can make our own decisions. So I feel like that's important of what's coming in here, is that you can influence others, but you do not control others. And so the only thing that you can control is yourself. So you focus on your own energies and you let it do whatever it's going to do, right? Yeah. And how you do that is by raising your own love vibration. You can't, like, well, I'm going to raise yours. No, good luck. All you can do is, I'm going to shine as bright as I can. And then it's going to spark people, and that's up to them. And there's no right or wrong, either. Some people come here to experience in a lifetime to live at a lower vibration the entire time because no one's done that. I'm going to do that. I want that experience. And then other people are like, I'm going to do this experience. And other people are like, I'm going to live this experience. Like, Buddha and Christ and other masters, they lived a higher vibrational life a lot of their life, but they didn't start off. Maybe they start off down here and, you know, and they live that. But there's no right or wrong life. We get to choose. So focus in on yours. I feel like is the big message there. All right. Thank you guys for your additional donations here. I'm going to be on here for about 28 more minutes? 37, 47. Oh, no, 18 more minutes. So let me get going here. And I'm going to complete these other donations that came in. So, Love, 1, 2, 3, 4, you were up next. So, thank you for your additional donation here. So, let's take a look here. Okay. All right. Yeah, if I have time, I'll do it in this one. If not, I appreciate that. We'll go to the do it in the praying mantis session. You're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you for uh recommending that. Thank you. All right. So we'll jump to ahead then to Ada. Um and what does M Soul like and recognize in you? Okay, what does their M Soul like and recognize in you? All right. Let's take a look here. Of course, of course. You are very welcome, Supernova. So let's take a look here. So what do they recognize in you? Well, I like that, the sage shows here that they see just this someone who's thirsty and hungry for learning and growing, and that you see things from a higher perspective. I like that I don't feel like you're stubborn, you know, like you're open-minded, but you also have really thought about things and you see things from different perspectives. And I like that they're like, wow, like the you're not normal, which is comes into this card, which they see you as being true to your authentic self. Like, this usually is, this ant wants you to be like them, this ant wants you to be like them, but you're true to your authentic self. You do things your own way. not in a mean way, but you're unapologetically yourself, but not, you know, but you're not a douche about it. It's like you're kind about being true to you. And I feel like they like that too, that comes in. So I like that. They also see here, you got this balanced energy with the Four of Wands, but this is also joy. And I feel like you have this pure joy that comes about out of you too. You've got the two balanced energies, but it is joy, celebration, stable energy that comes in here. And again, we've got the Ace of Cups, this chalice, this holy grail that you fill up and overflow. I feel like the combination of all this, one of the big things that stands out is that you you allow yourself. It's almost like some people like you're selfish, but you're not because you do put yourself first. It's like being on an airplane. You're supposed to put the oxygen mask on you first so you can help others. Otherwise, you're resentful and exhausted if you're given to everyone else first. And if there's anything left over, you're giving it to you. That just, you know, doesn't bring forth a healthy, full, overflowing you. Instead, you fill yourself up first, and then everyone else gets the overflow from the chalice. And I like it because most people don't see it as selfish anymore. I feel like when you first start to do that, that's when you get the most uproar because people that you were plugged in to you like a barrel, when you unplug them, they're like, "Oh, you're taking away my life support." And you're just like, "No, you're fine. You're not gonna starve." And then you fill up and then they get the overflow and they're like, "Oh, I like that." A drop of that overflow tastes so much more better than any of that bitter, resentful, sour water that they were getting before, right? So I feel like that they what they recognize in you is this being true to the authentic you, this joy, this it comes across as confidence too, in being true to you, and that you don't have these fears of letting other people down, because you know that you will disappoint people because you're never going to live up to 100%. And you're like, be disappointed, enjoy your journey, but I'm going to enjoy mine. So I feel like that's the energy that's coming through on that, Ada. So hopefully that resonates and makes sense, but that's what they recognize in you because they also recognize that a bit in themselves, right? At their core, I feel like they recognize it, but I don't feel like they express it as much as you do, and that's why they're, like, not envious, but they're like, "Wow, I really wanna do that too. That's my goal." They're not trying to, um I know you're not, like, on this, you know, um, I don't know, they're just trying to, get to that point themselves. Um, you can I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to it though, you might wanna wait. But, you can donate again, also, you might consider if after this, I'm actually okay, very good. Yeah, I feel that might be safer here because in about 7 minutes I start my closing to get ready to jump over. After this session, I do go to my praying mantis session for my praying mantis members. So if you're interested, for anyone, if you it's 7.99 a month is for my praying mantis. You get access to all of the sessions after my free ones. We dive deeper. There's less people right now with the members. And so we dive into Oracle. We ask questions. You can ask multiple questions. We have great time on our Q&A as well. And you have advanced access to different videos that come out too. So if that's something you consider, you can do that as well. All right. So, Geeta, you are up next. You want to know, what do you need to know in the coming days? All right. Let's see. What does Spirit want you to know here And thank you for your donation if I didn't say that. Sometimes I get a little rushy here towards the end. So apologies. Let's take a look here. See, what does Spirit want you to know here for the coming days? All right. Wow, you got some you got some transformational things kind of happening here, and it's like this almost like a call to action that's coming in here for you. Because you've got the Emperor here who Aries energy, new beginning, stepping forward. They have a whole throne room full of people that are blah, 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 blah. And they are, wanting to tell you how to run your kingdom and run your empire, right? But at some point they have everyone step out and they make the decisions for their empire. And the 10 of Pentacles represents the ideas, the this is a lot of they're telling you, well, this is what your life is supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be. But you know, which is generally they'll show a couple with children and a grandparent and a dog and a house and money. And so everyone's telling you this is what life fulfillment looks like. But what you need to know in the coming days is you get to decide. No matter what culture, what we've been taught, we truly get to decide what this means for us. And so I feel like there's this stepping into the authority of this is your life, and there's some things to look at with that, right? You get to stand and step forward, um, because you've got the Hermit card and the Lovers card, right? Basically, this Two of Cups is like the Lovers energy of an important relationship, and again, it feels like there's this um, decision like I don't have to be in a relationship. I can be on this journey by myself. I get to decide. And it's like, well, but everyone wants this. This is supposed to be what everyone, desires. And true, a lot of us, so many of us come down here because relationships are one of the most fun classrooms, right? So we do, but a lot of people also have a hermit's journey eventually, where it doesn't mean you always have to be, but it's like at this point in your life, you get to choose between being alone and really searching for your higher self here, but also, this energy here of, you know, um, like what is your dream here? You get to go inward, connect to your higher self, or this here, right? So you have that, and then again with all these choices, Two of Cups is a choice card, the Sky Father, the Emperor choice card, and the Two of Wands a choice card, which the Tower, whatever is removed out of our life, we learn that it is for us, even though sometimes it's hard for us to see that it is for us. But there's this choice, this energy here that's coming in about, which way do I go? Which way do I go? I get to choose again where I invest my energy. Am I going to choose that these situations that are coming in, these endings and beginnings that come in, am I choosing that they are happening to me and I experience victimhood, or do I want to switch it up and believe that they happen for me and that I asked for it to happen for me, and why? Why did I want this to happen for me? And have these revelations that come in. So I like this for you. Yeah, this deck here is the Naked Heart Tarot. I'll show you the side of the box. And this is, whoops, or this way. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. It's by Jillian Wilde, Wilde. Beautiful, beautiful deck. All right. So Gita, I feel like it's a big time of definitely choices to be made. So I do like that for you. So that is what is coming in for you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Lisa, let me see here. Um, I actually am getting ready to close out, but let me see. Is your question okay? What does the universe want you to know? So we'll do a quick one here, since we're closing out. And for everyone else too, I will be back, of course, Saturday and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, between 11 and 1. And then I'm also here tomorrow night as well at 6, from 6 p.m. to like 7:55 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And so if you want to come back, I'll be here as well. For those of you that I didn't get to in your free readings, apologies. I do try to get through as many free readings as I can. How far did I get down here? Not a whole lot, did I? um, but let's take a look here. So, what does this universe want you to know right now? Let's see here. Well, you do have this movement that's coming here. You've got movement of wands, which is Knight of Wands, which is fast, fast moving energy. And it spawned here with this change of thought and belief. You're leaving some fears behind, moving from choppy waters to calmer waters because you're looking at things differently. I like this. You've got this emotional stability that's coming in, and it does have to do with, here, this Ace of Cups, these new thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have to do with how you're perceiving yourself from a higher level, because these that you're leaving behind have to do with the 5 of Pentacles, which is like the card of, feeling abandoned, feeling lack, feeling left behind, left out in the cold, which can go back to our earlier childhood, usually when we're 7 years old and younger. If you haven't checked out my Take 10 with Zen, which is episodes 4 and 5, they talk about the 6 of Pentacles, which helps us look into this out of balance belief system about our worth and what we're worthy of and what we feel we have to do to deserve so little, and how we can bring that and balance it out. I feel like that's part of this transformation, because it is about self love and a clearer picture of who you are and what you're to achieve in your life here, right? um so I feel like that's the big thing, the big picture, because all of this is changing of your thought and belief around your worth that causes this energy, this movement, this inspiration, this fire, which allows you the courage and the fire, like the fire under your butt to to move forward and to move beyond some things that have been holding you back, where, oh no, I don't deserve that, because a lot of times we'll have things in our head that we want to do, that we want to move forward, we want to have, but there's these energy fields that feel like we're keeping us in or keeping things away from us, right? So if you check out that Take 10 with Zen, it's short, they're 10 minutes or less each, and they do give you some tools on how to open that up and to balance those things out, to allow movement, to allow things to come in sooner. It's all about fate, but the tools apply. So um, I feel like that's what they have for you right now, Lisa. So hang in there. It's exciting because the freedom that comes, it's amazing, and it works for sure. Before I head off here, I do want to make sure everyone knows, what I might do. I might do what I did this morning, because I think I only got through like 5 free readings. I'm going to take some screenshots here, but I might try to come back on a little later, uh, like I did this morning, to complete some free readings. So keep an eye out. I know it's going to be late for some of you guys. um, but you can always come back whenever you wake up. But I do want to try to give some of these free readings here. Let me just scroll up a little bit. Um, but I do appreciate all of you, and I'm trying to do things at once. And I don't do that as well as I used to when I was a young lad. So let me just do this so I can focus. Okay. think I'm almost to the bottom here. Okay, yeah. So I'm to the bottom. So, for those of you who are not aware, I do have memberships that I'm offering now, and I'm halfway to my goal of 30, which at that point, Google, YouTube through Google will actually give me a nice reward if I do get 30 members in 30 days. So if you're interested and you're on the fence wondering, even the 299 Zen Cricket is perfect. You get, you can check out the video here. I'm running out of time, so I won't blah, blah, blah. The video tells you all the things that are offered there. And there's some giveaways in there, especially too, for members and non-members. So be sure to check that video out. This video is about my weekly, um, is every Monday I have a giveaway for, um, a 30-minute person recorded reading or other things. And so if you check out that video, that'll tell you what you can do being a subscriber to get into that drawing. And then each week I also have a pick a card that I put out. And this pick a card here is how can I transform failure? There's a ton of other pick a cards on my main page. So if you want some answers right now, you can head over there, and I have like playlists about love, abundance, career, and others too. So you can follow your heart, and spirit can give you messages there as well. And then also each week I put out at least for the last 10 weeks, I've been putting out a Take 10 with Zen, which are short videos, 10 minutes or less, that talk about connecting to the spirit world, connecting to ourselves, and answering questions from my subscribers. If you're our praying mantis level, you get advanced access to all the future, the ones the following week already as well. This one was the real gift of the empath, which is really interesting. Last week's was about how to create a bubble for empaths so that you don't take on everyone else's emotions. So those are quite interesting and all free. So be sure to check those out. Felicia, I'm not sure if you're the next free one. Um, but I'm not doing any more. I'm gonna probably do what I did this morning, where I'm gonna come back and just finish out some free readings, because I feel like there was a lot and I didn't get through to a lot. I'm not gonna make that my practice. I just feel if I have energy, I'll do that after my praying mantis session. All right. So, everyone, just please know I appreciate you so much. I'm blown away by your thirst and hunger for spirit. And please know, as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, have a good rest of your night or day, wherever you're out in the world. And until I see you again, much love to you. You hang in there and you take care. We'll see you.